welcome back to Paula's Kitchen. We are continuing season 2. We're all the way up to episode 11. It's a bright and sunny February day. In fact, it is Valentine's Day when we're filming this. We're going to continue our by request series, and this is a special request for a young man who's very close to my heart. Scott loves chicken piccata, so we are going to have a really easy version of chicken piccata, be a great weeknight supper, and I got the recipe from the infamous Giada di Laurentiis. It's something that she featured on her Everyday Italian TV show. But first, apron modeling. This was a gift at Christmas time from Cindy in Maryland. Cindy sent us amazing Christmas gifts. Among them, this gorgeous springy apron. I just thought I'd do something springy. And we've got a matching pot holder and a mitt for the oven. Now, we're not baking anything, but I will definitely be wearing this apron again because it is pure, absolute springtime. Thank you, Cindy. All right, folks, let's talk ingredients. Super simple. We've got some chicken breasts that I've trimmed, and I'm actually going to slice them in half and butterfly them. We are going to then use butter, lemon, capers. I mean, this is your traditional chicken piccata. Some chicken broth. We're going to dredge it in flour. And we're going to use olive oil, salt and pepper, and then we're going to garnish it with some fresh parsley. Super simple. I'm going to make a rice dish for a side, and I've got some fresh broccoli and carrots that we're going to throw in the microwave, so it'll be a colorful dinner and super, super tasty. I love chicken piccata. So excited to get started on this. Hello, here we are in the prep area. There's only 2 little things we need to do to prep this. The first is I'm going to need a 1/3 cup of fresh lemon juice. So I have a lemon here. Just going to cut it in half. And you've probably seen my contraption here before to just juice this lemon. So let me do that. And then I've got a 1/3 cup measure standing by. This chicken piccata dish is something that Giada actually serves in her restaurants here in Las Vegas. It has 5 stars in all the reviews. People love it. So let me just double check and see. And we're darn close to a 1/3 cup. That's going to do it for me. Get rid of stuff there. All right. The second thing that we need to do is we need to cut these chicken breasts in half long ways and open them up. So let me pull these forward. Little tip for this, if you stick them in the freezer for a few minutes, it actually works a little easier. I had done that, but they're not frozen, they're just fresh. But you could see on the overhead camera here, you open that chicken breast up and check that out. Now this one's not as thick, so I might have to try a little harder. We'll see. But you can see how this would be a quick and easy weeknight supper because it's going to be quite thin. Open that guy up and cut him apart. And I had already trimmed these chicken breasts ahead of time. So, all right, let me pull this over here. We'll put all 4 of them together, and I'm going to season them with some sea salt and black pepper, and then we're going to do some dredging in flour. So, let me grab my grinder here. Do some salt. And then pepper. Now, the instructions say dredge in flour. I am a shaker kind of, whoops, knocking stuff over. I'm a shaker kind of a gal. I love a bag. So I've got about a 1/2 cup of flour. You don't really have to measure it. I've only got 4 pieces here. And I'm going to put 2 at a time in my bag and just shake it around. You might have seen me do this. I feel like I did this on Paula's Kitchen earlier. All right, and then I'm going to do the other two, but I just love the bag idea because I think the flour just gets in all the crevices a little bit easier, a little bit better. Alrighty, folks. Those chicken breasts are ready to go in the saute pan. So I have yucky hands, of course. So let me clean up a little bit, get my frying pan out, and we will move on. Swapped out my work area for my best big skillet, and I have put 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in the skillet. So I'm going to turn that on. I'm also going to do 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So it's a mix of both butter and olive oil. I'm already a fan. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And Giada's instructions say to only cook 2 at a time, and then we're going to replenish the items in the pan before we continue. So there's our 3. Let me stir this butter around, and when we start to hear a sizzle, we will drop 2 of those chicken breast pieces in. All right, we've almost got a melt here, and we definitely have a sizzle going on. I have to say, we have never been to Giada's restaurant down at the Cromwell. It is definitely on my to-do list. I'm a big fan of hers. All right, this is looking great. First one's going in, and second one's going in, and they cook 3 minutes on a side, and then I'm going to flip these over. 3 minutes later, I turn over those 2 chicken cutlets and finish them on the other side. Then I'm going to remove them to a plate, and I need to add back into my frying pan 2 more tablespoons of the unsalted butter and 2 more tablespoons of the olive oil. The second set of chicken cutlets get the same treatment as the first. So those go in, and I'm going to cook those 3 minutes on a side, and we're going to take those out of the pan as well. Well, Sizzle Central, this chicken is done. Let me pull it out of the pan, and it's already getting very tender. My cameraman is saying, is this chicken cooked? Pretty much, yes. When you butterfly it like this, it cooks quickly. All right, so now let's make all the goodness that is going to be the piccata. I don't drain the pan or anything. I add my 1/3 cup of lemon juice. Then I add a 1/2 cup of chicken stock. This is just Swanson's chicken broth. Something I always have in my cupboard. So let me get that going. And then I need 1/4 cup of the brined capers, and I have rinsed these off so that they're not super briny and salty. So we are going to make our piccata from this. Let me see what Giada tells me to do. She says, into the pan, add lemon juice, stock, and capers. Return to the stove, bring to a boil, scraping up the brown bits. We do have brown bits here. Return the chicken to the pan and simmer for 5 minutes, and she doesn't say to cover it. So once this comes to a boil, I'm going to put the chicken back in. That's looking wonderful, and I'm smelling the lemon. So let me put my chicken back in, and I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And we're going to let this simmer. I'm definitely going to turn it over partway through because I want the chicken to pick up the lemon and caper flavor and the chicken broth on both sides of it. Been about 2.5, 3 minutes, and I'm going to flip my chicken over. Oh, wow, look what that lemon does. I absolutely love what lemon does to chicken. It just turns it, I don't know, golden brown. So, gonna let that go for another couple, 3 minutes, and then there's one more step, Giada says, to kind of just elevate it, to make that sauce extra great. So stick with me. Well, this looks beautiful. I'm going to take these off and put them onto a clean platter. And then the last step is to put 2 additional tablespoons of butter. So in total, there are 6 tablespoons of butter in this recipe. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter in my sauce, and then I am to whisk vigorously to just kind of elevate this wonderful sauce. Oops, there's a little piece of paper. And let me turn this back up from simmer, and we're just going to stir this in to give that sauce just one more little bit of punch. And then it goes over top of the chicken. Oh, look, it is in fact changing the consistency of it. I've never done this. I've never been instructed to do this. But look what it's doing. It's almost making a sauce instead of a thinner juice. And all I did was add butter. That's very intriguing. So I pour this over the chicken, and then I'm going to garnish with some of that fresh parsley. I'll just snip that over top. You ready, cameraman? Here we go. Oh, I'm going to put a few more capers on top, but how easy was that? All right, anybody following along? Was that about the simplest chicken dish ever? Wow. We're going to get our sides on the table, and we are having chicken piccata for our dinner this evening. Here we are at long last. It is dinner time. I made some rice pilaf. I love rice-a-roni, and actually since we had the chicken stock, I used that for part of the water in the rice, and then I also just steamed some broccoli and carrots, and we are so excited to try the piccata.
I can't wait. I tell you, I tried a little bit of it in the kitchen, not the chicken, but just the
juice.
The sauce. Let me just give it a shot here.
Super tender, and these were not young chicken breasts that we bought, but I'm really impressed by the tenderness.
Oh my gosh, it's juicy. I mean, it's juicy. It is super tender. Mm-hmm. Wow, is that good? It's got that
little bit of brine from the capers, and of course the lemon juice got a little zing to it. And I did sprinkle a little fresh parsley on top at the end. Wow, super tender. I can't get over, and really moist. I think, first of all, we did a lot of butter and oil. Not a little, but a lot. And then second of all, I think the lemon, the chicken stock, and the capers just take it over the edge.
Really good. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Anything else, Paula, we need to tell these people?
Thanks for being in the kitchen with us today. Make some chicken piccata. You won't be sorry.
Hope you had a good time. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.